Talking with the experts.
In episode 369, Mary Wu explains to us why LinkedIn is such a powerful platform to be using to promote our businesses.
Well, the other thing that's really popular right now for people is to put emojis in their name, and they can lose their account for that. Because
Really?
LinkedIn has specifically said in their terms and conditions that your name is a name, what you are called by. And they don't want emojis in there. And it happened once. She happens to have like 500,000 followers, and they all went back to LinkedIn and said, don't do this. And she was able to put her emoji back in. But unless you have 500,000 followers, don't risk that. Just remove the emoji from your name and put it right down in your headline. There's room for it right there.
Welcome to Talking with the Experts. This is where we discuss great ideas to take your business to the next level. How do we know these ideas work? Well, it's because we're talking with business owners who are using these ideas. Business owners who have years of experience and expertise. All things business by business owners for business owners. And now, here is your host, Rose Davidson.
Hello and welcome to Talking with the Experts. I'm your host, Rose Davidson from rosedavidson.com. Talking with the Experts is about all things business by business owners for business owners. You can find it on all good podcasting streaming platforms and on YouTube. Now, tell me something. Do you like the new Facebook @everyone tag in groups? Well, my next guest, Mary Wu, is she's a social media consultant, and we're going to be discussing that very topic. So whether you like it or you don't like it, you'll be able to find out all the good goss here from Mary. And Mary has two areas of brilliance, and I can't find that now, that are most useful for her clients. One's LinkedIn for business to business relationship building, and Facebook communities for business to consumer interactions. And Mary has been on the podcast recently, and I had a few distractions. So I invited Mary to come back on because I think she has so much to share with us, and I don't want to be distracted at all. So I've put everything off just to spend time with the lovely Mary. Welcome, Mary, and thank you so much for being here today.
I am so glad to be here today.
Now, tell me about this @everyone thing in groups. I dislike it immensely. Only reason because people are abusing it.
People are abusing it. I understand why Facebook did that. There were admins that were going to Facebook and saying, we need to get in front of our people, because as you mentioned in our conversation before we started this, reaches down. And sometimes people do need to get in touch with everyone in a group. It is September 30th, and in the US, we just had a great big hurricane run through the East Coast. And there are groups where people would want to know who's okay, what's going on. And @everyone comes in fabulous for something like that. I have been in groups that have been private groups because somebody's undergoing cancer treatment, and @everyone could be really valuable in that. But there are also business to consumer group managers that are putting @everyone all the time, and you will quickly find out that your people are not going to put up with this very long. That I am finding a lot of people leaving groups. And I'm also finding large groups where somebody will say, I will use this 1 to 2 times a week. And if I lose people, I'm okay with that, because they're not engaged if they don't want the highlights, if they don't want to know about the weekly meeting. And that's fine too. But if you're going to be using it, look at your numbers and see if you're losing people from that, and realize that you may not want to take that step unless you're very bold and very sure of yourself.
Yeah, I so dislike the thing people are using it indiscriminately. So, they've got a 2-line announcement they want to make. It's not anything real. I'm having a piece of cake and a coffee today, and they put at everyone. Well, who cares? I certainly don't. And I'll be the first one to leave a group that, that would do that, even though I probably like the group and have been in there, but I don't want to be told, insignificant things. I'm a busy person and I don't have time to read all my notifications and get put off by something that's insignificant and doesn't concern me.
I know, and we're not respecting our people when we do that. We're not thinking about what our clients need or what our group members need the most. We always have to, in anywhere in business, be putting our clients first, because that's where we're serving them. So make them feel as though if you're using at everyone, it's something they really want to hear, not just what you want to tell them. Which is kind of a general rule all over business. It's the same rule in your bio. You tell people what they want to hear and not what you want to tell them. It's the same rule in your posts on social media. Tell people what they want to hear and not what you want to tell them.
Yeah, I think group managers are doing a disservice to their members by, using that at everyone thing. And I've heard Facebook are making other changes to Facebook and Instagram. I don't know if you're up with all the new things that have been put out.
I am mostly up with the new things. Since mostly for my clients, I'm working on LinkedIn. That's where I am I'm today. Facebook, I'm about a week or two behind on some of the new stuff.
Yeah,
but I
can't
know
remember exactly what Mari had to say, but Mari Smith, but
I follow her. She always knows what's up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's the Facebook queen. But I'd forgotten. I forgot it's some huge, great thing that they're changing algorithms yet again for us. So yeah, joy.
Well, one of the things that I like to mention is when you're on social media, you're on their field and they make the rules on their field. And we don't get to make the rules on it. We just work with what's happening now and how do we best utilize that? And how do we get the information that we want and give our people the information they want?
Yeah, it would be nice though if they, like if I didn't follow Mari, I wouldn't know about these changes. And I think it would be nice if they let their customers know, in some way about what's going on. Because to be frank, I think they're doing their clientele a disservice by, just changing everything. When you get to, be comfortable with what's going on, then next thing you know, something's different and you can't work out why your reach isn't the same, or you're not getting the engagement that you were getting before.
I know reaches down is something that we're hearing, especially on Facebook and Instagram. Reaches down, what do we do? And one of the things I sometimes will tell people in jest is, hey, come on over to LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Because they are making algorithm changes also.
Yes, I've noticed there's a few things I'm getting, like I have a company page, which is the Talking with the Experts, and I've got my private one, or not my private, but my normal profile. And so now I'm getting notifications when I've posted in the company page, so I can share it, where I wasn't getting those before. So that's a change that they've made, which is
They're really
quite good.
to boost up company pages.
Which is nice. I like that because gets more eyes on the podcast. So yeah,
it's more eyes on the podcast. And one of the rules on LinkedIn is that you can't have a VA log in as you to run your personal profile.
No.
However, you can bring other administrators onto a company page and they can do postings and comments and messages on the company page. So that's sort of a legal way to work around that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I post usually through a third party, so I schedule through Buffer. I don't normally do on my company page. I don't usually post directly to it. Very rarely.
And I love going through the schedulers, since I like to make the best use of my time.
Mm.
And batching jobs makes life a lot easier.
It does, and I think that's one of the things that LinkedIn has to look at is a scheduler in there. You know, because people want to do their post scheduling. You know, they might do it once a week, and with LinkedIn, you've got to do it every day unless you have a third party app that does it for you.
Yeah, and I know sometimes the third party apps get a little wonky. I don't know if that's the technical term, but it is the
Wonky.
term.
Wonky's a good word. I like that. Yeah.
And so, and if you actually prepare your posts ahead of time, if you know what you're going to be posting, if you're going to be using images, if you're going to be using short videos, it can be somewhat quicker if you have a plan in mind. A lot of people go in on all the social platforms without their plan in mind, and then they find they're sitting every morning staring at a blank screen. How about we stare at a blank screen once a week and not 6 days a week?
Yeah. Yeah, I just finished scheduling all my, not scheduling, making up all my posts for October. So I've got to get in and schedule all of those tomorrow for the month because, yeah, I've got things to do and, you know, I don't like to be posting stuff every day. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, now it's very important also though to remember that you have to go in and find out if people are commenting, because people want responses to those comments. And I know that you do because I've seen you do it, but a lot of people think I can schedule it, walk away and ignore it. You have
No.
to schedule it and notice when people are commenting. Instagram wants comments, wants your response to comments within 30 minutes. LinkedIn doesn't care as much as you are actually responding to comments because they have more of a idea that people are busy and will come back around. But Instagram wants that right now, right now, right now.
I didn't. I see. I didn't know that either. I mean, people have made comments on when I post podcast episodes. They make, you know, post it here or share it there, which I just ignore because I'm not going to someone else's page to share my podcast when I don't know who these people are and whether they're, you know, reliable or you know, legitimate. To me, I've been getting jewelry ones lately. Can we share our jewelry page on your page? No, you may not.
No. Well, and I don't know what jewelry would have to do with your clients.
No, neither do I. And it's scarves as well. Yeah, scarves and jewelry. So they just get blocked now.
I wear scarves, but I'm not going to be going to your page to look for information about scarves. This was actually custom made by a friend of mine that is a former designer.
Beautiful.
And, you know, yeah, I can find scarves. I don't need to find them on the internet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mary, so I know that you specialize more in LinkedIn than you do in Facebook. So maybe we might change the conversation to that way because I know LinkedIn is changing quite a bit. And as it, you know, the thing I pointed out was company pages are now coming up in notifications. So what other things can we be doing on LinkedIn? Because I know LinkedIn is basically for business owners. It's not like on Facebook where it's more of a social interaction.
One of the things I like to tell my clients that are really shy about getting started on LinkedIn, there's a lot of value in building relationships in the comments section.
Mm.
Find the people that you know are brilliant and you want to love their content and follow it. Follow it, make comments of value. And when we say comments of value, that's 4 or more words. It's not just like the automatic, hey, that's great, or when somebody gets a new job, congratulations, but adding to the conversation and getting other people to add to your conversations. I've had clients that have had really great connections made from conversations that started in the comments. And we don't realize the value of that until we start using it. The big trick there is to make sure that your name and your headline describe who you are, because your headline follows you all over LinkedIn.
Yeah, I
And
just
those
changed mine
first
today. I'm doing a course on, and I had a really long title, so changed it back to my name and then put underneath what it is that I do. So yeah, so now it would just be like, because it was Rose Davidson is talking with the experts, which is really long, and so I just changed it back to my name.
Well, the other thing that's really popular right now for people is to put emojis in their name, and they can lose their account for that. Because
Really?
LinkedIn has specifically said in their terms and conditions that your name is a name, what you are called by. And they don't want emojis in there. And it happened once. She happens to have like 500,000 followers, and they all went back to LinkedIn and said, don't do this. And she was able to put her emoji back in. But unless you have 500,000 followers, don't risk that. Just
Wow.
remove the emoji from your name and put it right down in your headline. There's room
Yeah.
for it right there.
Yeah, well, there is. Yes, that's very true. And why would you need an emoji in your name anyway?
They pop.
Yeah, I
It's
guess.
visuals, and we love seeing different visuals.
True. True. What else is happening in LinkedIn in the LinkedIn world that we should be aware of?
One of the exciting things, and I hope they get it to work right, that happened recently is on your inbox. They've changed to being what do they call focused messages and other messages.
Yes.
In the focus messages, they're putting what they think you most want to hear today. And in the other messages, they might put a pop-up from somebody that you don't know, or the in-mails where somebody's inviting you to like their wonderful podcast.
Yeah,
That you
I
don't.
noticed that. Yeah, that's a really good innovation. I think that's wonderful. It's a bit like Google. When you have Google tabs, you can, put them into different categories, which I think is a really good thing.
Yeah, the forums and social and all of the, and I look at my inbox all the time, and then once a day I go through and look at the other things.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing. What else is there? So no emojis in your name. Make more than 4-word comments when you're going to comment with somebody. The new
And
messenger thing. What else is there?
this is something that's really cool. If you use Google Chrome, there is a Chrome extension called Authored In that plays really well with LinkedIn and allows you to use things like bold, italics, pop in emojis, and really pop your visualizations up. It is right now in beta, so it's free for everyone. And that's great. And I talked to the person, and it sounds like when they do decide to have a pro version, they're going to have it be affordable for people. So it will be like, some amount per year and not $59 a month or anything.
Oh, that's all right. Was it called Author In or Authored?
Authored, AUTHOREDIN. And the I is actually it looks like a feather pen with an inkwell.
Okay, I'll have a look.
But if you start typing authored in Google Chrome, it'll eventually come up.
I've got what's it called? Rocket Reach, so that I can actually put people that I talk to, even if they're not on my list, I can make them a contact. So yeah, I like that.
Oh, that's the other thing they have done. If you're a creator on LinkedIn and somebody reaches out to connect with you, they're now automatically following you, even if you don't connect back with them. So
Yes.
you get to get automatic followers if you're a creator.
All right. I think that's what I am. Yeah, I'm a creator.
And it's great because then you can kind of decide, do I want to connect with people? I usually connect unless I feel there's a good reason not to. If it's a military guy that has no connections with me and he's a certain age, like, yeah, I know what you're here for, and no, I'm not going to connect with you.
Yeah. I've got a few generals that have asked me to connect, I think.
Yes, of course. And most of the guys I know have these young women that are really very attractive that are reaching out to them. And it's like, yeah, no, there's nothing that about you that reaches to my business.
And at the moment, I'm getting people from overseas. So I'm talking about the Philippines or places like that, reaching out to me to promote my podcast. And can we promote your YouTube channel or your Instagram? I thought, no, thank you. No.
They reach out for all the things, and people are afraid to hop onto LinkedIn because they know they're going to get messages like that, but you're already getting them on Instagram. You're already getting them on Facebook. You're getting them on TikTok. It's just the learning curve to know how to properly ignore the things you need to ignore.
Yeah, just press ignore. That's easy.
Get past it. We don't need them. They are not important to us.
No, well, they're not gonna. No, they're just not. No, Mary. What else should we know? What else is news?
What else is news? What's news is if you actually pop over to LinkedIn and follow me, every other week I put a newsletter out, which I will tap on all of the new features, because they don't on LinkedIn happen as often as they do on the other platforms, but they do happen. And I, of course, have people that I'm following and looking at the LinkedIn press pages and understanding what's new. And then I put that out to people, especially the things that they need to know.
Yeah, I've had LinkedIn reach out to me recently to ask my opinion on certain news articles or blogs. And I think, oh, that's very nice. I've probably asked a million other people, but still.
Ask the people that know things and follow the people that are talking about things, and those are who you reach back out to.
Absolutely, yes. Well, it's a business platform, and if it's going to be good for your business, then you need to be in touch with the people that can either benefit your business or you can learn something from.
Yeah, always having a couple of chains of communication are good. Having a mailing list so that if all of the internet goes down, if Facebook crashes and LinkedIn crashes, you still have your list that you own.
Right, yes, you don't own anything on any of the social platforms, and the sooner that people learn that and realize that they don't own anything on social media whatsoever, the better off they're going to be.
But it's my profile. But it's Mark Zuckerberg's platform.
That's right. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Mary, now I know that you've got this great media consulting business. Where can people find it?
Easiest place to find me is on LinkedIn or at my email, which is Mary Woo VA, because I used to be a VA and haven't changed my email because everybody knows it. MaryWooVA@gmail.com.
Right.
Those are the easiest places to find me. But when people, one of the things I used to do even before I got involved from a business end on LinkedIn, I always used LinkedIn to scope people out if I was considering hiring them. So there's a lot of value with going on LinkedIn if you're thinking about hiring somebody in anything, whether it be a consultant or a coach or a painter to come to your house, and seeing what are people saying about this person. What do people know about this person? Do people like this person? Is the person active? There are people that will go out and teach people how to do YouTube channels that don't have one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
No, definitely not. And don't
So
you
do
just
they
love
walk
the
the walk?
emails? You get unsolicited emails from people from foreign countries that can promise you all this. They'll promise you the world, and they don't even have a logo or a phone number, or all they do is just sign their first name. Yeah, you gotta go. I'm gonna go with those. Yeah, really, right? No.
Unsubscribe, report,
They don't
spam.
even have an unsubscribe. And to be honest, it's illegal in Australia not to have an unsubscribe thing on your communications, on your emails.
It's illegal all over the world.
Is it?
Can spam laws cover that? The GDPR that's in Europe covers that. There might be some countries where it's not required, but it's pretty much required. And those laws are applied to who you are sending emails to, not where you are sending emails from.
Mm.
3 or 4 years ago in Europe, they had the global data protection something or other.
Yeah, I've got that on
the
my
GDPR.
website. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I'm in the US, if I'm sending something to somebody in Europe, I have to follow that.
Yeah, and I agree. I think it's fair enough too. But yeah, but same here. When people are sending things from overseas to Australia, there's supposed to be an unsubscribe link down the bottom of the page, and these people don't have one, and so I just junk them. I say block the email address.
Report spam, then block them. Because then Google will learn, especially if it's a Gmail thing, if you're getting Gmail or wherever you're getting your mail from, they will learn that more often we report spam on people that are spamming, the sooner they'll learn to block them from everyone.
Yeah. We just had that big thing with one of our big telcos here. I don't know if it's hit the States yet, but someone hacked 10 million Optus. Optus is our telco here, one of the telcos. All of the clients' email addresses, passport numbers, all their personal data. 10 million people. Yeah. So the government's making them pay for people's replacement of passports and Medicare cards and all sorts of things, because they didn't have solid firewalls there for, and they reckon it was a kid that actually hacked them, because the language that they used in the ransom note was very childish. Yeah, scary, eh?
I know it is a scary world we live in, and it's the world we live in, so we have to keep up with it and make sure that we've got our world protected.
Yeah,
and know what's going on.
So I know on Facebook people have been sending out this post about don't leave your banking details in Facebook Pay, because if your account gets hacked, then they've got access to your bank details.
Yeah, that's not on there. And also having your own alerts set. So my bank I'll get a text message for every transaction that's done at my bank. And it's just like, oh, husband stopped by the ATM. But all of a sudden, if there's an ATM withdrawal and husband is in the house in the next room and I'm here, then it's like, oh, we call them now.
Yeah, my bank's pretty quick to pick up fraud. I mean, if it seems to be, a small amount of money that it's not my regular sort of amount of money that I would withdraw, they're onto me straight away. It's amazing. I love it. I don't know, we've got off all the other things, but I love chatting with you, Mary. You're just so knowledgeable. I love it. I just learn things from you all the time. I want to thank you, Mary, for coming back on and being patient with the process. And yeah, I appreciate you getting up before the sun's up.
6:45 a.m. So I had to be up at 6. And the dog was very confused, but was happy to have breakfast a half hour early.
I do appreciate you getting up that early to come on and chat with me. Mary, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time today. And if anyone wants to get in touch with Mary, please do. The links will be in the show notes. She's a very knowledgeable lady, and she will help you with any of the things that you need with your social media, with LinkedIn and Facebook. Thanks a lot, Mary, and I'll talk to you again very soon.
Okay, thank you so much, Rose.
You've been listening to Talking with the Experts, hosted by Rose Davidson. Make sure you have a look at our back catalogue over at talkingwiththeexperts.com. And be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss out on any episode. We look forward to your company next time. Talking with the Experts.